Hello, guys. Today we are going to talk about the number four. Okay, so the fourth mistake that most traders make and fail, and how you can avoid that mistake. So, before anything, as we are used to doing every time, we'll be going over the disclaimer. Okay, so this is still in the series of the seven mistakes most traders make and fail and how you can avoid them. And I already mentioned that we are at the mistake number four. So trading in general and forex specifically is a high risk activity. It is not suited for everybody. Not everybody can succeed in doing trading. You may lose more than your invested capital and get in debt. The information, examples, and representations in and under any form in this presentation and on our channel Amount Forest Training are for educational purpose only. You alone are and will be responsible of your losses, and we will not be held liable in any way of the consequences of your decisions. So, if you are good with that, let's continue then. And we said that mistake four is that most traders don't do a good risk management. They do poor risk management, or they don't do risk management at all. And just stay focused, because what you will learn in this video, maybe if you have never heard that before, it will be mind blowing for you. You will change the way you see forex, the way you trade it. You will change from, like, it would be a kind of revolution in the way you see the trading as a way of making money. So forex trading is all about managing risk. Okay, you may be thinking, what is this guy saying? In the last video, he told us that forex trading is all about managing money, and now he's saying that forex is all about managing risk. Yes, they go together actually. You can do money management and not do risk management. The same way you cannot do risk management and ignore money management. So we talked about money management in the last video, and here we'll be talking about managing your risk, and this will change. This will be like a revolution. So just stay tuned, stay focused, and you will see for yourself what I have for you in this video about managing risk. So, as we already mentioned in money management, the same way in risk management, you have theories, you have many school theories. We won't waste time. It's not a waste of time to know all those theories. What I'm saying is we won't waste time on them here. We will go to practical examples that anybody can understand actually, and we'll go into basic maths that people don't even realize are behind all this trading and business. So our focus is how to manage risk in trading, in forex trading, in a way to win. Okay, so what is risk, or what is your risk? Your risk is what you decide to lose per trade. Don't pay attention to the typos, okay? The most important thing is to get what I'm saying, okay? So your risk is what you decide to lose per position or per trade. Example, if you close a losing Euro USD position of lot size zero point 0.1 at 100 pips or 1000 points, 1000 points, you will have lost $100 just like that. So your risk on such a transaction, such a trade is $100. That is your risk. Okay? If you know it and you choose to close your position at 100 pips, then you willingly take the risk of $100. Just that, as easy as that. So it is the same thing if you have been forced into closing the trade. It doesn't matter if you willingly close the position or if it hits your stop loss or if because you no more have money in your account it gets closed at those 100 pips. It doesn't matter how it closes. As long as it closes at loss at 100 pips or at $100, it means that your risk on it was $100. Okay, so your risk is what you decide to lose on a trade. So from what we said, if we stay in this example, what we can say is that if you have 100 sorry $1,000 capital in your account, in theory you can lose at most 10 consecutive trades to blow your account. Because why? Because $1,000 equals 10 times $100. So you lose 100 times, your account will come down to zero. But I said in theory. I said in theory because in real world, margins make things a little bit more complicated. So because of the margin required on every single position you open on the market, you may not be able to open 10 positions. You may be able to lose the eighth, and then you may have $200 in your account, and you will no longer be able to open a new position. Or you may lose like 800 or 900 before you are no more able to open a position. So even if you still have $100 or $200 in the account, and you know that one more position will be losing 100 because of the margin required when you open any position, you may not be able to open a new position. It will say no money or because you don't have enough money to cover as margin to cover your position. So that's it. But theoretically, it is 10 times. Okay. So your risk can be in pips or points. And you know already, or if you don't, then know that 1 pip equals 10 points. Okay. So your risk can be in pips or points, or preferably, I say preferably, and you'll soon see that it is preferable to like determine your risk in amount of money instead of pip. Okay, so your risk can be in pips or preferably in a predetermined amount of money. So I don't know how this gets disappear from the test, but it is a predetermined amount of money. Okay, so we'll first see how risking in pips works, and then see how it is better to risk in amount of money instead of the pips. Okay, risking in pips done by most traders. For me, there's no problem with it, but it is difficult to work in some market conditions where your stop loss needs to be really, really far from your entry point. So if for example, you choose to risk or like 50 pips on every single position, but because of the market conditions, you see that where you have to place your stop loss according to your entry point, your risk would be 100 or 120 points, sorry, pips, while you were used to like risking only 40 pips, for example. So depending on market conditions, you may be obliged to allow more risk in terms of pips than you used to. You understand? And that is only the main reason why it is preferable to risk in an amount of money, a predetermined amount of money. And you know for sure that whatever the market conditions, however long or short will be the distance between your entry point and your stop loss, you will always lose that amount of money. So in that case, your risk will no more depend on the number of pips, but you will be losing the same amount of money each time, even if you are risking 100 pips, 50 pips, 20 pips, or 80 pips on the position. It doesn't matter the number of pips, but you will be risking on that position that exact amount of money. And don't forget, your account is not in pips. Nobody has a Forex account and he can say, oh, I have 5,000 pips in my account, and if I start losing, I may lose all the 5,000 pips, or I may win 5,000 pips more. No, our account in Forex is in money. So why should we evaluate our risk in pips instead of evaluating our risk in a predetermined amount of money? So that's all logical, right? So one thing I prefer, and most professional traders prefer, risking an amount of money instead of a given number of pips, is that uh, it is more professional. Just that it's more professional to set your risk in dollar, euro, or any desired currency amount. Just that. And three reasons. I'll give you three reasons. Okay. You can risk the same number of pips with another trader like me, okay, and yet lose less money than me. You can risk 100 pips on a position, and I also risk 100 pips on the position. Yet you lose less money than me. Okay, what if your lot size is just zero point 0.1 and my lot size is 1? So you will be losing 10 times less money than I lose, even if we risk the same number of pips. Okay, so when we may be sharing or comparing our performance, I will say, oh, I lost 100 pips on the position. And you will say, oh, so we lose the same thing because I also lost 100 pips. But that's not true, because your 100 pips that you lose is just maybe $50 for you, but that is 50, 10 times. That is $500 for me. So you see, same number of pips, same currency pair, same entry point, same stop loss, but I lost 10 times what you lost. So it is not the same thing. You see, that is an example showing that the number of pips doesn't really, that's not really what we should look at. We should instead look at the amount of money that we are risking in the market. And another reason is you can risk greater pips, a greater number of pips than another trader, and yet lose less money than him. And if you remember the example I just uh, 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 Like when I said we may be losing 100 pips, but my lot size is 1 and your lot size is zero point 0.1, and you finish losing $50 and I finish losing 500. Let's assume that in that same example, you even risk 200 pips. Your 200 pips that you lost will be in money $100 for you. But with my 100 pips, I have lost 500. You see? So if we don't see the money, the amount of money involved in our transactions, we can be thinking that I just lost 100 pips and you lost 200 pips and I am maybe better than you. But the fact is, you lost 200 pips for just $100, but I lost 100 pip for 500. So you risk a bigger number of pips than me, and yet you lose less money than me. And here, the third one is the other way around. So it is the same thing happening here, but the other way around. So you can risk less, a smaller number of pips than another trader, and yet lose more money. Okay? Yeah. Let's assume that you risk only 100 pips, but those 100 pips uh, is like $200 for you, and somebody risking 150 pips lose less money than you. So it is the same explanation I gave here, but the other way. You are the one losing more money with your smaller amount of pips, and the other guy, even with his larger number of pips, is losing less money. Okay, so that's it. So you see in three different ways why it is better to always like evaluate and set your risk in terms of money than in terms of pips. Okay, because if you do set your risk in a predefined amount of money that is not related to the number of pips involved in the stop loss. Okay, whether your stop loss is at 100 pips, 80 pips, 120 pips, or even 20 pips from your entry point, you will be losing that same exact amount of money on every single position or trade. And actually, one thing, actually, you change your lot size, okay, depending on the number of pips your risk implies. So when you already set an amount of money that you will lose on every single trade, if a trade implies less pips, you will put more lot size on that. And if a trade implies less pip or longer pips, you'll put less money. So the longer the number of, the larger, okay, the number of pips, then the smaller the lot size. Okay. Okay, there is something very important to know. It is still related to our analysis, okay? So it is important to know, first thing, there's no need to evaluate or set your risk in pips, okay? That is the most important thing to know. Your account is in money, not in pips. And you'd better know how much money is involved in every single trade instead of the pips involved. Moreover, you can win less money closing a 1000 pips trade than you win closing a 200 pips trade. Yeah, that is obvious after everything that I said about the risk. It also applies to the profit. Okay. And second thing that is important to know from everything we said is that you should always decide a reasonable amount of money that would be your maximum risk, and you will always make sure that all of your trades lose exactly that amount of money and never more than that. If your predefined or predetermined amount of money to risk on every single position is $100, you may risk 85, 90, 95, 98, or the total $100 on every single position. But you won't lose more than that. Okay? You may lose a little less, and in some conditions, a little more, like up to 105, but you will not lose more than that. You will not lose 200 or 300 on a trade. So let's talk about how you will manage risk. We already show what the risk is, which is what you are ready to, what you accept to lose on every single position or trade that you open on the market. Now, how do you manage risk? First thing, you have to be careful. You have to be careful and always keep tight about the amount to lose. If you set it at $100, whatever the market condition, whatever the temptation in the market, don't ever try to increase it. So I already mentioned that without even noticing, never change your risk in dollar amount, no matter how tempting the market, the market conditions are. And make it automatic to always set your stop loss before you even hit the trigger on a trade. Yes, if you, let me give you an example. Nobody knows what can happen. It is obvious that generally we take a given numbers of things for a given number of things for granted, but sometimes what we haven't planned can happen. So let's imagine that you are used to just hitting the buy or sell button on transactions, on trades, and it is when they are already on the market or when they are already uh, triggered that you go back to like change. You make click, you do click right on the position, modify something, and you put your stop loss. What will happen if you send a position onto the market hoping that after you do it you will change the the parameters of the trade and put your stop loss. But as soon as you finish hitting, pulling the trigger and hit like the button, the buy or sell button, you lose internet connection. And for no apparent reason, you don't get your internet back before 24 to 48 hours, for example. What will happen? When you finally get your internet connection, you may realize that the position is there on the market and is already losing tens or hundreds of dollars because there's no stop loss to stop it. Or you may realize that you have already blown your account, like the position has uh, the loss on the position is so much that your account is blown and there's no money left. Those are things that can happen. So never ever try to hit the buy or sell button if you haven't already put your stop loss in the parameter. You should make it automatic in your head to always put your stop loss before you even send the order on the market because you don't know what can happen. And most important, you should have a profit risk ratio of at least two. And this is the most important thing I'll be going over in this video. And I'll show you the basic math behind the profit risk ratio. I know that in the trading world, no one is talking of profit risk ratio. You will see everywhere risk to reward. So the risk is in first position and the profit is reward. So you see everywhere in every almost all documentations you will see risk to reward. But I want to say profit risk ratio or profit to risk ratio to make things more like easier to understand. So if we consider your profit that we divide by your risk, this ratio is the result you have by doing that division. So that's what I'm calling profit to risk ratio. You may see everywhere risk to reward. But in that case, the result is not just a single number as I just put here. You may see one column two, okay, if I was putting risk to reward. That doesn't make things easy to understand. So, what is the profit to risk ratio? It is the long time kept secret that makes the difference between the 5% successful traders and the 95% remaining that lose money on the markets. Take my word for it, statistics show that more than 90% of traders lose money in the markets. No wonder that when most of them No wonder that, because most of them ignore even the basic principle of profit to risk ratio. They don't even know it. They may have never heard of it. Okay? And I'll just in the coming uh, pages, I'll show you how they just trade like crazy, actually, doing everything wrong and working against themselves actually in the market. So, simply put, that ratio is the number you obtain when you divide your profit by the risk you take to make it. In other words, what is the cost to pay for every single profit you make in the market? For example, will you be risking 50 or $75 just to make a $25 profit? Will you? I guess you are smiling and you may be saying that would be foolish, that would be crazy to just try to get a profit of $25 and yet put at risk 50 or $75, right? Yet that's what most traders are doing in the market. That's how they trade the market. Okay, in that example, your ratio is 25, which is the profit, divided by 50. So your ratio is zero point 0.5. Or if your risk is 75, that same ratio is 0.33. But these numbers are not good enough to show you what I mean. So I'll go straight to the result in your account. What it means literally is that if you win two trades in those conditions, if you win two trades or even three trades, if you are here, it only takes one losing trade to get you back down to zero. You win two trades, you'll be making 50. One trade of 50 that loses, so the loss of 50 will get you back to zero. Or you win three different times, but the only time you lose, you are done. You are back to zero. So, what it also means is that if we take 10, we'll take those trades at random. If we randomly choose 10 of your trades, if 7 out of those 10 trades are winners, that will give you 7 times 25 equals $175. But you will just need to lose 2 out of the 10 trades, okay? So there will be so 2 losing trades of $50. Those will be losing 2 times 50 equals 100, and only one trade losing 75, and your total loss will be this 100 here plus the 75 on this trade, and you will be losing 175. So what does that mean? It means that 7 trades have brought in a profit of 175. 2 trades losing 50 took away $100 as loss, and one other trade losing 75 also took away 75, and you see yourself back at zero. Like the 3 losing trades cancel all your efforts on the 7 winning trades. What a pity. What a pity. Yet that is how many traders are trading the markets. They are running after small winners, and when just a one or a couple of big or large losers come in, they cancel everything that was already won before. In fact, if by any chance all the 3 losing trades lost 75, your losses will be 75 times 3 equals 225, which is way above your profit on the 7 winning trades. So if you ever lose, if ever your 3 losing trades are 75, you are in debt already. The market is owing you money already if this occurs. And let's see if two of the 3 losers are 75, that would be 150, and only one is losing 50, that would be 200. Even in this case, the market will be owing you money, which means that you are at loss. You are already losing. Yet you have 7 winners. You have 7 trades that win out of 10. And only 3 will put all these wins at risk to the point that you will even be losing. That's not the way to trade. Yet, that's how most traders are working to lose their capital in the markets. Okay, let's see how the pro trader use that ratio. Pro traders just do the opposite. They do the opposite of what all the 95 losers are doing in the market. In fact, they never pull the trigger if they are not sure to make at least two times in profit what they are risking on the trade. Sometimes or rarely, they may go for 1.5 times their risk in terms of profit. Ideally, they target a ratio of 3 and possibly 4. And the jackpot is when the market conditions allow them to have a ratio of 5 up to 8, 9, and even 10. What that means is the guy who is a pro trader will never open the position risking $50 if he's not sure that he will win $100. Never. If the market conditions don't allow him to win at least $100, he will not open the position on which his risk will be 50, which means that he's sure to win two times what he would have lost. If he lost, it's fine, but he knows that if it was not a loss, it could have been two times that loss in profit. And if possible, he will target, as I mentioned here, 3. Ideally, they target a ratio of 3 and possibly 4. So the guy, if possible, will target 150 as profit or 200 as profit while he's risking just 50. As a matter of fact, if we take a random distribution of 10 trades the pro trader opened on the market, even if he loses 7, do you remember here? We showed that if the guy here, the loser, even if he wins 7, only 3 can make him lose in the market. But here, see, if we take a random distribution of 10 trades he opened on the market, even if he loses 7 out of the 10, that will be making him a loss of 50 times 7, 350. What will happen? He will simply need to win 2 trades of 150 to make 300 and win only 1 trade of 200 to make a total profit of 300 plus 200 equals 500, which is way above his total losses of 350 on the 7 lows years. So you see here, if he loses 7 trades, he will be losing 7 times 350, right? Okay, so this is it here. So the 3 winning trades will be making him more than those 350. And he will be, with that, his net profit will be 500 minus 350, which would be 150. Because he lost 350 with 7 losers, but he won 500 with just 3 winners. And that is a difference of 150 in profit. That is a reserve to cover his 3 future losing trades. Can you imagine that? Now let's try to analyze if he made 200 per all his 3 winning trades. Because here we said if he wins 3 and 2 of 100, 150 and 1 of 200. What if all his 3 winning trades are 200? Okay, that is just for analysis. Okay, that may never happen. But what if he only win wins 200, 200 each time. He'll be making 600, which means that 600 in profit versus 350 in loss. He'll be having 250 as reserve. That is enough to cover 5 future losing trades of $50 each. Don't forget that when we apply this example to a loser trader, we show that they lose even when they win 7 out of 10 trades. But when it comes to the pro traders, we show that they win even if they lose 7 trades out of the 10. Can we imagine that? That's what we call professionalism. Losing 7 trades and yet being profitable with only 3 winning trades. While the 95% people out there are winning many trades and giving all their profits back to the market with only 2 or 3 losing trades. Now, let's try to invert the situation and analyze what really happens if uh, the loser trader is like in the same conditions as the pro trader. He will be the person losing 7 trades. And let's see what it is for him to lose 7 trades. If the loser is losing 7 trades, he will be losing, for example, 54 trades of 50 and maybe 3 trades of 75. That will make a loss of 425 versus his 3 winning trades, uh, taking in 75 profit. Can we imagine? Or he may have all his 7 losing trades losing 50 and he will be losing 350 versus his 3 winning trades of 75. Can we imagine that? And what if that is the worst case scenario, and all his 7 trades would be losing 75, which is 3 times the profit he makes generally, because they do everything the other way around. They are always risking more than they can profit. So if in case he's losing 75 per trade on all the 7 trades, he'll be losing 525, while his profit on the 3 winning trades is 75. That is a real catastrophe. It's a catastrophe. Now, let's imagine that it is the pro trader. The pro trader is at the place of the the loser, and he's able to win 7 trades out of 10. What will happen? If he can win 7 out of 10 positions, imagine what could happen. If he wins 4 of 150, which is 3 times the risk he takes on the market, and 3 winners win 200, he'll be making 1200 profit, because here you have 150 times 4, that is 600, and here 200 times 3 is 600, and total is 1200 profit. So he'll be making a 1200 profit while he's losing on 3 positions, 150. Or maybe all his winning trades are 150, so that is 1050 of profit, and he'll be losing only 150. And at best, he may win 7 trades of 200, that is 1400, while losing only 50 times 3, 150. Can you imagine that? That's how the pro trader trades. That is how he trades. That's why he can get, as I showed, because this is eh, to show him in a situation that it works out well for him with many more winning trades than losing trades. But even if he has 7 trades that lose, he just needs 3 trades winning and like to cover his loss and even make him some reserve for uh, for coming positions. You understand? So that's the way it works for the pro trader. He doesn't need more winning trades to finally win. He just needs a couple of big winners. He may be accumulating small losers for a while, but when he hit a big win or 2 big wins, he get enough money to cover all his losses and even have some reserve. But the loser, not knowing anything about this ratio and not applying this ratio, will be winning on many trades, but when a couple, 2 or 3 losers come in, they took everything, they take everything away, and he even gets in debt because he loses more than he has won on the 7 winning positions. So, as I promised you at the beginning, I'll do my best for my videos to be short so that you stay focused and follow well everything that I'm giving to you in this series. So I'll be obliged to stop this video here, not go all the way to the end of this mistake 4 so that the video doesn't get too long. And my question is, on which side do you see yourself at now? Are you a pro trader that can lose 7 trades and your next 3 trades that you win will cover all the losses and even give you reserve? Or are you instead the loser that can win 7 trades and yet be a loser? So we'll continue in the next video. Watch out for the next video. Please, if you have not yet, try to subscribe or hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any video. And as you see, we are obliged to stop this video here, not to make it longer. So if you hit the notification bell, as soon as the second part gets released, you'll be notified and follow it. And don't hesitate to send your questions to the email address questions at amountforesttraining.com, because at the end of this series of 7 mistakes, I'll be making a video that will be a kind of question answers, and I'll be replying to your questions live. So thank you for watching, and like it, share with your friends and family, and see you in the second part of this mistake 4. Thank you very much. Bye.